All right, well, we are now recording. Good morning, good morning, good morning, superstars. This is Ann Brown on the line all the way from Accokeek, Maryland. And ladies and gentlemen, this morning is our Focus Forward Step Up Academy, where we're learning a few things every week about our business. Now, this is in addition to our team call that is on Wednesdays at 6:25 Eastern Time, 5:25 Central Time. And so it is just very important that we know what's going on. And so with our call this morning, with our training this morning, it gives us an opportunity to just go a little deeper and share some information. And because it's recorded, we can review that information over and over and over again, or we can also share it with our teammates as well. I didn't put out the agenda this morning, and I apologize for that. However, I did want to let you know that we're going to talk about how to host a launch call. We're also going to talk about what is F.O.R.M, F-O.R.M, and then we're going to talk about how to use a sizzle call as well. And so we want to begin talking about these things because we've got some events coming up, and we've got March Madness coming up. And March Madness, we kind of use the term because it's a basketball term, it's high energy, is when our team generally has grown the most through the year. So we always have great events, high energy events. We're doing various days. The company is going to be launching March Madness at our regional retreat at the end of this month of February 28th and 29th. But I want us to go into a pre-launch this week, a pre-launch of March Madness. And this is a great way to kind of get people in, still get people in at that $2.99, because after our regional is going to be $4.99. So we want to definitely talk to people now, get in March Madness pre-launch, have a sense of urgency. Hey, you got to get in now. You got to get in now, $2.99, before it increases to $4.99. Now, I know that there are some people who are focusing on travel. And if that's what you're focusing on, and I got to say congratulations to Katrina Ellis, because I think in her first week or two, she already has 3 travel bookings. And let me just tell you, although they say it takes 30 days to get a Vax account, Katrina Ellis got hers in a couple of days. So don't believe the hype. And I don't know what she did. I'm pretty sure that she told them, hey, I've got some travel bookings I need to book. And they made it happen. So I'm telling you, where there's a will, there's a way. So although they may say, hey, you know what, it takes 30 days, let me tell you, they did it in a matter of days for Katrina Ellis to have her bookings. I'm also going to post an airport list, because I know those of us that have been doing travel for quite some time, we kind of know the airport codes and that kind of stuff. But for people who are brand new, and that's why we continuously have to bring brand new people in to remind us of things that we had to learn. And so, having the airport code list, I think that's available, will help everyone, because we realize that there's not an airport in every area. So you have to choose the closest airport. Or I remember when I was booking my cousin's anniversary trip from Greece, and I said, well, which airport I assumed that they live in Detroit. I said, well, do you want to leave out of Detroit? And so they looked at those flights and they said, wait a minute, check this particular airport, check this particular airport. So I ended up having to check 3 or 4 airports to find which one they wanted to leave out of. And we have that same situation here. We're blessed in the DC area that we can choose to leave from Dulles. And we generally leave from Dulles for more international flights. We can choose to leave from BWI, or we can choose to leave from right here in DC. But if a travel professional did not know that we had 3 airports to choose from, sometimes some of my friends, they choose to leave from New York. For instance, when I went to China, one of my cousins, she actually left. She went to New York and left. And she said, well, why don't you take the bus to New York and then catch the flight to China? Well, I didn't want to do that in terms of taking that ride. But so I ended up taking a flight here and going to New York and then getting on. But guess what? I missed my flight because I took American and the flight here didn't connect with the flight in New York in time. So I ended up having to stay in New York an extra night. So I started my trip later. But I wouldn't have known that if I hadn't experienced it. So let's talk about this. Being a travel professional is so important that you travel. I don't care if it's someplace in right there in your area, someplace that you can drive to. It's so important that once you start this business, that you go somewhere. That now you post them pictures of being somewhere, and it doesn't matter if you have a hot spring in your area. Even if you're going on a budget, just take a picture of your being there by the sign. Or if if you can't, maybe you're just starting out, and perhaps you want to go to, I don't know, Pigeon Forge. I know I want to go to Pigeon Forge. Everybody says it's a good time. I haven't been. But, let's say I want to go to Pigeon Forge. Well, maybe I can't do everything in Pigeon Forge, but I definitely want to go. And so you can make an excursion. Every town has a park, has a monument, has something. So take a picture of that. And I tell you, people who travel will be drawn to you. Now, people in your town will be like, why are you taking a picture of the park? But people that are outside of your area, they don't know that. They don't know what that town has to offer until you show them. For instance, when I go home to Florence, South Carolina, there's a new hotel there that was built and a new restaurant. And don't you know that when we went, we actually did a tour of the room. And some of my cousins and relatives from Florence actually said, man, thank you so much for doing that. We hadn't even gone down, and it's right downtown. They was like, we hadn't even gone in there. So it was great to see. Yeah, we think we're going to stay there one night. And so I was just like, but y'all live here. You mean to say I had to come all the way from DC to come to a hotel right here in your hometown to show you what it's about? And sometimes that's the way it is. And so it's so important that I challenge each one of us on the line to take a photo and post it every single day. Take a video, even if you're in Walmart, and post it. And I got to commend Michelle McDaniel, who's doing a fantastic job with her videos, posting her videos and just, giving quality content, actually asking questions and giving content and actually teaching people about the various destinations. I think that's awesome. But I encourage all of us to actually post things about our lives, things that we're doing, things that we're a part of, because people are going to be attracted to you because of you. People want to see some of your mistakes, some of your goofs. People want to see you just going out and having a good time. People want to see various things. And so it's so important that we post photos and pictures of ourselves, just living life, just being who we are, because that's really what is going to attract people to us. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is how to host a launch call. Now, you might be wondering, well, Ann, what's the difference between a launch call and a travel party, or a conference call, or a travel party call? Well, I'm about to tell you. A launch call is when you're launching your business. Like when there's a new restaurant or a new store in your area, they have a grand opening. Well, you know how sometimes they have a preview grand opening. For instance, they might have a private grand opening for their customers, or let's say that there's a new movie coming to town. They may have a pre-screen for certain people to see that movie. Well, generally, those people are the people that can actually launch their business or launch the movie. Well, you want to launch your business, and that's an opportunity for you to invite key people, those key people that you want to know about your business. They may be people who know a lot of people. They may be cousins. They may be people that travel, people that would be interested in your services. This is an exclusive call for people that you know, or maybe people that might be in another business with you, to let them know about you starting this new business. So a launch call is exciting. Now, I actually put the, let me go to our site. When you go to our Facebook page, hopefully you guys can see, I should be on them. Let me see what you guys are seeing. Okay, when you go to our Facebook page, Team Believe and Succeed, you should be seeing our Facebook page now. Give me a thumbs up. Katrina, are you seeing our Facebook page? Give me a thumbs up. Nick Brown, are y'all looking at my screen? Can you see my Facebook page? Okay, thank you. Okay, well, cool. So this is our Team Believe and Succeed Facebook page. And as you can tell, on the left-hand side, there are files. If you go to the file cabinet on our Facebook page, there are different files that we've loaded. We've got the Surge Champions Weekly Accountability, the Surge Prospect List, the Management Worksheet, and I printed some of those out. I'm going to use those today. Online Travel Party Doc and Launch Call Instructions. So I can't take the credit for these launch call instructions. I actually got these instructions from directors James and Marcia Pruitt, which are fabulous directors and fabulous directors and fabulous trainers as well. And so how to do a successful launch call. Now let's look at the mechanics and let's talk about why we do this way. The purpose of a launch call is to get your business started quickly by sharing some details with your VIP guests, not Uncle Bobo, not Cousin Pookie. These are your VIP guests, and begin building and earning money right away. Launch calls are usually less than 20 minutes. You can invite guests from everywhere. Use your sponsor and our upline director to help with presentations, three-way calls, answering questions, and enrolling new distributors. Start building today. Now, to prepare for your launch call. Now, you could do launch calls. I know there was one director that actually did launch calls, took a Saturday and did a launch call at 10, another launch call at 12, another launch call at 3, another launch call at 6, another launch call at 9. And so when they got on their list, they said, okay, I'm launching my business on Saturday. Does 10, 12, 3, 6, or 9, when do you have 20 minutes when you can jump on a call? And so they started writing down people that were going to be on their calls at particular times. But what that did was at the end of the day, they actually had exposed almost 100 people, because they gave people choices and pockets of time when they could just get in, and they made sure the call was only like 15 or 20 minutes. So you get in and you get out. That's the difference between a travel party call. When a travel party call, you're actually giving the full presentation. You're giving them all the things, all the information. For the launch call, you're giving them the key benefits, the key points. It's really short. It's high energy. It's like, woo woo. You might have music playing in the background. You got to be upbeat and you got to be excited. And it actually points people to where you need to go. So to prepare for your launch call, you want to get a domain name and forward your company replicated site to your new domain name. For instance, one of my domains is justtakeatrip.com, www.justtakeatrip.com. Well, I have my Surge 365 website going to that. For instance, when I give out my domain name, I say, oh, just go to justtakeatrip.com. That takes them to www.surge365.com/justtakeatrip. You see what I'm saying? So instead of me telling people go to www.surge365.com/justtakeatrip, I just say, hey, go to www.justtakeatrip.com. So that's the power of a domain name. I know some of you may have gone to, I know Katrina went to www. getmyvortexnow.com. So I don't send people to www.myvortex365.com/believe and succeed. I got a domain name that takes them there when they type in www.getmyvortexnow.com. Another example is itstimeforyoursuccess.com. When people type in www.itstimeforyoursuccess.com, it takes them to my marketing site, www.search365.com/believe and succeed. So, but what I give them is www.itstimeforyoursuccess.com, and it takes them through that site. So that is my domain name. What it is you can think of it as a covering for your long website. It's a shorter website, something that they can remember that takes them to your website. Now I have, as you can see, I have multiple domain names. I have itstimeforyoursuccess.com. It's timeforyoursuccess.info. When my girlfriend wanted to go to Cuba, I just said, hey, go to Cuba with Danita.com. DanitasBirthday.com. You can get cute little domain names so people don't have to remember that whole name. Now, a domain name is generally about $10 for 2 years. And so, and then you have to renew it before it expires. However, that is the significance of a domain name. And once you decide the name of your business, you want to get your domain name. If your business name is, for instance, Michelle's business name is Rajo Chris Travel, and it's a combined name of her children. So she can have RajoChrisTravel.com, RajoChrisTravel.info, RajoChrisTravel.us, RajoChrisTravel. So basically, and she can even email Michelle at RajoChrisTravel.com if she wanted to get that email and use her domain name and now have her brand. She actually has a logo as well, Rajo Chris Travel. And so she can now create her entire brand. So once you decide what you want your business name to be, you can get that domain name and create your entire brand as well. So after you do that, you actually go to www.godaddy.com to get your domain name. Then after that, you can go to www.freeconferencecall.com and get your own conference call line. Now, why do you want to get your own conference call line? Because you control it. Now you're a business owner. You should have your own conference call line. So when you do your launch call, people should be on your conference call line. Now, let me tell you the significance of that. One of the reasons why you want people on your conference call line is that your conference call, freeconferencecall.com, sends you a report at the end of the call, and you can see who stayed on the call, who dropped off the call. You can see who actually joined you on the call. And now it gives you that report, and you need that to track your clients and your customers. Now, I must admit, we have a lot of conference calls, and although they send those reports, I don't look at them all the time. But the great thing about it is that if I did want to look and see who was on a conference call, or if my prospect got on my conference call or they got on late, I could automatically pull up that report. And on freeconferencecall.com, you also get a page, and you can actually be on that page and watch who's dialing in and control your conference call from that page. So I encourage everybody to go to freeconferencecall.com and set up your own conference call line. Now, you need to write down the number, and write down your passcode, and write down the moderator code, because you'll have one code that's for the moderator for you to be able to control the call. That's how you put people on mute. That's how you actually, that's how you clean the call, or if you want a specific person to speak. And so it gives you all the codes. And then you have a general line that you can give everybody. So you don't want to make the mistake of giving out your moderator code, because then that gives people access to the call. And sometimes everybody's heart is not pure. And you don't want anyone to be in the position where they can mess up your call, with big background noises or purposely not muting their line. Some people can be very malicious, and everybody doesn't want to see you succeed. So you want to keep your moderator code private and just for you and your guests or people that you trust. So do that today. Go to freeconferencecall.com and set up your own moderator. You set up your own conference call number and have it in your phone. This is going to be very helpful when you do a group trip and you want to do a conference call to let everybody know the details of the trip. You can send them, you can actually put them on, send them, invite people on your conference call line. This is also helpful for when let's say you got a husband and wife, and maybe the husband may be on travel or something like that. Well, you could get everybody on a conference call. Let's say that you want to speak with your church, or you want me to speak with a couple, and they're on your conference call line. You can say, hey, Ed, can you join us on our conference call line, and just give me the conference call number. And that's another way to do a three-way call. So go to freeconferencecallhd.com and set up your own conference call line. You also want to call your sponsor, your director, to schedule your launch call. So make sure that you call me, Nick, or Vincent, or whoever you want to do your launch call, and get it on our calendar, because you don't want it to be a surprise. So you want to call us in advance and just say, hey, is this a good time? Can you do my launch call? Then you want to choose how large your organization will be in 90 days. This is so important. You're now a leader, and you want to say, hey, I want to grow my team to 100 people in 90 days, 30 people in 90 days, 10 people in 90 days, whatever it is. You want to decide that because you are the leader of your company. The leader of McDonald's says every year, I want to grow my franchises. We need to grow our franchises by 100 in each particular state. The leader starts out with, okay, I am going to have X number of people. When anybody opens a store or a boutique, they're like, okay, I need to have 30 employees in 30 days to handle sales, to handle bookkeeping, to handle various things. Well, now you are the leader, you are the boss, you are the CEO. So now you have to have the vision and just say, I want to have X amount of people on my team. And you can even say, like for me, I'm from South Carolina. So I said, okay, I want to have 10 people on my team from South Carolina. I want to have 10 people from my team from the DC, Maryland area. And I want to add 10 more people from my team, it may be from Boston, because I want to now grow a team in Boston. So that's a location that I'm focusing on. Because I know statistics show, think about this. I've been doing my research. Statistics show that women do better. Well, not women do better, but women teams said statistics show that women are more open to our types of businesses. So, and they do better. When I go to networking events like Network Marketing Pro, 9 times out of 10, 80% of the audience is women. 80% of the people on the stage are women. So that means women are leading our industry. That also means when you look at Network Marketing Pro, they have now segregated and have classes and things just for women. They do events just for women. Why do you think that is? Because women are leading our industry. So when you look at our company, our corporate offices, our sponsors are male. But when you look at the directors, look at how many women they are to men in terms of directors, people leading our company. So now you can see, when you look at that leadership board, how many women do you see that are hitting that leadership board, those $1,000 bonuses, those $10,000 bonuses? That's a clue. So I said, okay, because statistics show that women do better at this type of business, I need to start having things specifically towards women, targeted towards women. So when you look at that, so now what can you do to target have things to now attract strong women to your team? What can you do to now say, okay, I want to have this? What kind of relationships can you build? And so I want to build a strong team of women. We're focusing on that. And so as the leader of this team, so now we're having a woman's team. That's by design. I know men are not going to be interested in coming to a women's empowerment tea, but empowerment is what people are interested in now. And so I'm looking for speakers. I'm inviting speakers I am inviting speakers who are part of our company, but I'm also strategically inviting speakers that are not a part of our company so they could come to the event and actually showcase their book or whatever they're doing, speak. But guess what? Now they're in this environment, and while they're there, they get to hear what we're doing as well. And so it's a win-win. It's a two-time kind of situation. And so our empowerment team is really to get an influx of powerful women on our team. And so it is so important that when you think about that, choose how large your organization will be in 90 days. And once you set that number, then you'll say, okay, let's say if you want to have 100 new people in 90 days, then you're like, okay, if I have 3 events or every week, I need to be bringing in about 20 people. If I'm trying to bring in about 20 people, I need to be inviting at least 100 people. I need to invite 100, and I need to get my team to invite 100 people so that we can now collectively get that 20 people on our team. So it all goes down by design. And so once you say how many you want on your team in 90 days, then we can work together to put a plan in place to make that happen. So how to do a successful launch call. That was just a preview. You want to make a list of a minimum of 50 prospects, 50 people. Just make a list. And like Director Janice Parker said yesterday on the call, and if you missed that call, I'm telling you, you missed some phenomenal nuggets. I mean, she really gave some great nuggets. And one of the nuggets is something that I'm trying to implement. You know, when she said, hey, when she began to grow her team, they did a marathon call where each person did a presentation. So that way it didn't burn anybody out. So one person did a presentation at 10, one person did a presentation at 12, one person. And so we've seen that happen before, but now we need to begin implementing this. And so we are building a team of leaders. We're building a team of leaders, people who know what to do, know what to say, people who can read a PowerPoint slide and do a presentation, people who can definitely get out there and make things happen. So we're eventually going to get to that point where we have different leaders doing presentations and making it happen. So you, first of all, to do your launch call, you want to make a list of a minimum of 50 prospects, and you want to call them and let them know, hey, I've just launched a major project that has serious income potential attached to it. Are you available on Saturday at 3:00 to get all the details? Now, I need a firm commitment because this director is extremely busy and they've taken the time out of their schedule to share this movement with a few of my business-minded people. Can I count on you to be on this call? And you don't accept maybe or I'll try. Oh yeah, maybe I will or I'll try. Just say, no, you know what? When you could give me a solid answer, then I'll call you back. And so don't be like, oh, it's people being wishy-washy. I don't accept that. This is your business. You got to know who's going to be on the call and who's not, because there's nothing more disappointing for you and your leadership after you've done all of this to set up this call and then nobody shows up. So you want to definitely just say, no, you're not going to embarrass me in front of my director. And that's what I say. You're not going to embarrass me. I need to know I've got 10 spaces. I need to know whether you're going or not, because if not, I need to fill the space, because that's not going to be me showing up and not having any guests in front of my director. That's not going to happen. So I might, or I'll try is not acceptable. I'll call you back when when you can give me a date. And now it takes some confidence. It takes some backbone to be able to say that. It also takes you moving out of that needy space to, okay, this is something I'm inviting you to. This is something I'm inviting. You're not doing me a favor. I'm doing you a favor. So if you're in that space, and this is also for friends and family, where you might be able to say, you know what? I know your car just broke down last week and you begging people for money to try to fix it. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to invite you to something that can help you out. So can you make it or not? Or you might be able to say something like, okay, I know right now things are tough. You have to take care of your elderly parents. And I know I can see you struggling. So I thought this might be something that can help you. Can you make it or not? Because I've got a limited number of spots and I've got to fill those spots. Can you make it? And so when you have that sense of urgency, people have that sense of urgency. When you don't, when you kind of call them, well, we're having this call and, I got 10 spots and I've got to fill the spots. And I was just wondering if you can make it on Saturday. And people are like, well, I don't know, I'll try. And if they say, well, okay, well, I thank you for the time. They're not coming. They're not coming because you don't have that sense of urgency. So they don't need to have that sense of urgency. But when you call people straight, no chase, and say, look, this is something that can help you. I got 10 spots. That's all I got. And I've got to fill them. Can you make it? I need your word that you're going to be on the phone. And, a conference call, that's not something that you have to plan. Most people can get on a conference call wherever they are. And if you tell them it's only going to be 15 or 20 minutes, because that's what they're going to say. How long is it? It's only going to be maybe about 20 minutes. Okay, great. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that on Saturday, or I can't do that on Saturday at 10 o'clock because I'm going to be in a meeting. But do you have another call coming up a little bit later? That's when you can say, well, I got another one at 3. And they say, okay, put me down for 3. But you see the difference? The difference is you're serious, so now they're serious. If you're not serious, they're not going to be serious. So we have to make sure we're putting on that sense of urgency, and that we're also communicating that we're serious. This is our business. And, either you in or you out. But either way, I still love you. But right now I'm in business. And people will begin to say that, oh man, she's serious about her business now. So change the narrative. Oh yeah, she's serious about her business. When she talk about her business, oh, she ain't playing about that. Now, she might be playing in other areas, but when she gets down to business, she gets down to business. And that's what you want people to know about you. You want people to know that you are a serious entrepreneur, because people follow people that are serious. People don't follow wishy-washy people. People don't follow people who begging. People don't follow people who don't know what they want and where they're going. But when you show up and you say, I love you to death, but I'm serious about this, call me when you're serious, then now people are like, oh, okay, wait a minute. I need to get out my play. Is she not playing? I need to get out my play space when I deal with her, or don't deal with her at all. And so make sure when you're doing this, inviting for your launch call, that you have on that armor and that you don't mind walking away. Don't let anybody feel like they're that important that you got to treat them special. There's nothing wrong with walking away and saying no. If someone disrespects you, if someone doesn't respect your time, if someone doesn't respect your business, your investment, walk away, because they're not worthy to be on your team. They're not worthy to get the information. They're not worthy of you. So if they disrespect you, walk away, because you deserve more than that. You deserve better than that. And if they don't know that, then you show them by walking away. Because guess what? There are millions, billions of people out here to talk to. You don't need them. You don't need them. So make sure you get your appointment scheduled. Keep your appointments and work hard to have at least 10 confirmed guests on the call. Rescheduling or canceling your appointment loses the respect of your sponsor and their time. I want you to understand that. Rescheduling or canceling your appointment loses the respect of your sponsor and their time. And with our director, if I don't show up at the appointed time, I know that I lose respect with her, and that the next time it's going to be more difficult to get on her calendar. And don't think that she's not going to bring it up. Juliet will say, well, I was on the line. You asked me to call you at 9 o'clock, and I called you, and you didn't pick up, or you weren't available. And I know, she may not be as available next time. So you have to really respect our leadership, your leadership's time. And don't think that they're sitting around. We all have lives. We all have things that we have to do. So don't think that anyone's sitting around waiting for you to be successful. We all have people that we're supporting. And once you begin to have your team, you're going to have lives. You're going to be busy. And so you're not going to be able to be sitting around waiting on anybody either. So when you have a scheduled appointment, you want people to, especially if you've carved out that time, you want people to honor their word and make their appointment, because your time is valuable. So 30 minutes to an hour before your launch call, let your sponsor or your upline director know the first and last names of the confirmed guests on the call. This is so important. Let your sponsor know who's going to be on the call. That way, when people actually get on the call, they're checking them out. They're saying, okay, cool. And especially if you give them some information. Okay, this is such and such. She's my minister. This is this particular person. That's my uncle. This is this particular person. It's my cousin. This particular person, this is the person that has a boutique. She travels, she does a major trip every single year. If you let us know who your guest is on the call, we can speak to that guest. So you want to make sure that you're calling in 10 minutes early and welcome your guest. This is your launch call. Welcome your guest. They know you. They don't know the sponsor. So they're looking to hear from you. I don't know how many times we've done this, and the people get on the call. It's like, oh, I don't know. What should I say? Well, you should say, hey, welcome. These are people that you know. Hey, thank you for getting on the call. Welcome to the call. You're about to get some great information. Make sure you have pen and paper so that you can write this stuff down. And just welcome. People want to know, wow, you asked them to come. They showed up for you. So you want to make sure you're welcoming them and making them feel comfortable. And then be ready to comment on why you got started in this business. Why did you say yes? Be able to say that. Practice that in the mirror. What is my why? What is it that I want to accomplish? And why did you invite these guests to hear about this movement anyway? And why you want them to join you? So you want to definitely ask for support. So it's all about why you said yes, what you hope to accomplish, why, and why you invited these guests to this call, and why you want them to join you for support. So be able to answer those 3 questions. And so when I call on you, and say, well, Michelle, why did you get started in this business? Be able to say, you know what, I got started in this business because I wanted to travel. I was burned out, and I was ready to be able to take my life and my children, my family to a whole nother level. And I invited you guys here because you are people that I care about. You're so incredibly sharp. You're people that I want to see get to that next level. And I want us to travel together. I want us to make money together. I want us to change lives together. You're a part of my church. You're a part of my community. And I just see us being able to do so many things and help so many people by working together. You see how powerful that is? Now it tells them that, okay, she really just didn't invite everybody. She invited me for a reason, for a purpose. You might say, some of you, I know you need money to take care of your elderly parents. Some of you, I know that you need extra income to be able to send your children to private school. And some of you, I know that you love to travel. You're retired now and you're ready to live life abundantly. That is why I invited you on this call. So be able to speak to your guests on the call, speak into whatever it is that they're going through. And so then your sponsor will do the call. And once that call is over, you want to, because the sponsor will end the call and they'll hang up. This is when the real work starts. You're going to call each of your 10 guests, it's 10 people. You're going to call them and say, hey, what did you like best about what you heard? If they're not interested, just say, okay, well, yeah, I liked it, but it's just not me. Thank them. Say, you know what, I thank you for your time because I know this is 20 minutes out of your day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And then ask them to be a customer. Would you please, if I gave you my website, always if I gave you my website, my booking engine, would you go and set up your own free customer account? And when you do travel, consider booking your travel on my website. And so most of your friends will say, sure, of course. They say, well, I'm going to text you my website now. Like I said, you have to register for my discounts. Register today, and then you'll be in position to book travel on my site. I really appreciate your support. And then ask them if they know anyone who may like a business like this. This is very important. Always ask for referrals. You want to say, hey, do you know anyone that may be perfect for something like this? Or do you know anyone who might want to generate extra income? Do you know anyone who travels every year? Do you know anyone that I can talk to that would, that likes businesses like this? Maybe they're in Melaleuca, maybe they're in Mary Kay, maybe they sold Avon. Do you know anyone that like that might be interested in something like this? So definitely ask. They might say, well, you know what, I think I know somebody, but let me make sure it's okay to share their telephone number with you. And that's fine. A lot of people are really, have to hold their phone numbers close. So don't worry about that. But those that said, oh my God, how did you do something like this? And they're very interested in asking them questions. Just say, what more information do you need to get started today? And they might say, well, I need to know X, Y, Z. And then you definitely edify your sponsor or upline director and set up a 3-way call and just say, hey, the person that you heard on the line tonight, I'm actually working with them. What time are you available so we can give you a call? And I'll see if they're available at that same time. Now, what some people do is they get 2 times. Just say, what 2 times are you available? And then so they said they get 2 times, and then they call the sponsor. You would call me and say, hey, Ann, this person is available at Sunday at 10 or Sunday at 5. Which time is best for you? And then I might say, well, Sunday at 5. And then then you call them back or you text them back and say, okay, we're gonna get with you Sunday at 5. You want to try to follow up within 24 to 48 hours after they're on your launch call. So he might say something like, she's very successful. You want to definitely properly edify by setting up a 3-way call. It might say something like, he or she is very successful. They're actually a regional builder with the company, and they've been in the industry for 10 years. They're industry leader. She likes to help people earn money from the comfort of their homes. That's something that you can fill in and say. So once your sponsor or upline joins the call, once you get them on that 3-way call, you want to put your phone on mute, listen and learn, take notes. And because you will be that sponsor one day. So you want to take notes now, get prepared now so that you know what to say and what to do. And now, so this is actually training you, but they're also trying to try to close your guests. And they're either going to try to get them started or invite them to another event. And 9 times out of 10, we have the 9 o'clock presentation every single night. Every single night we're blitzing through March Madness. So we're going to have a 9 o'clock presentation every single night via Zoom. So you don't have to ask. You can actually invite your guests to a 9 o'clock presentation and just say, when are you available at 9 o'clock? Now, there are other presentations, but those are for our team to specifically edify you, get them the information that they need, and get them acclimated to some of the team members and the people that they will be working with. So we're doing a presentation every night at 9 o'clock. So don't be afraid to get on Zoom and invite them on Zoom. And if no one's on Zoom, then sometimes what I do is I do it via Facebook Live. So just know that at 9 o'clock every night, we're doing a presentation. So with that being said, okay, it is 9:46. And so these instructions of how to do the launch call are right here in on our page, Team Believe and Succeed, the launch call instructions in the file cabinet. And so you don't have to, although, we gave a lot of notes and stuff, they're all right here. And so definitely look at this information and everything as well, just in terms of all the things that are in here. Be very familiar with the file cabinet. There's a whole lot of documents that can help you right here in the file cabinet. And I thought we had an airport code listing. I could have sworn we did. I thought Vincent Payton put one in here, but maybe not. But if not, if we don't have it, I'll make sure that we have one. So, okay, cool. So y'all, it is 9:47. It is time for us to end this call. However, I did want to tell you, number one, what is F.O.R.M? F-O-R-M. F.O.R.M is a way to actually build rapport, and it's a tactic that you use when you're talking to people, and you say, how's your family doing? That's the F. How's your occupation or your work? How's your work? The R is what recreation? What have you done for fun? And M is the money or message. You gotta kind of listen. And I could show you how that works. We'll actually demonstrate that on another call. How to use a sizzle call, that you have to know how to use the three-way feature on your phone. You can either do it on your house phone or you can do it on your cell phone. But what that is that you calling the sizzle number and letting your prospect listen to it. Now, we have several numbers available. I'll actually post them in the group. There's a sizzle number that's about 15 minutes that was recorded by Director James Pruitt. I also have a sizzle number that is just a general number. That one might be about 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. It's just a brief overview. And that's good for that person that says, what is this? Why can't you tell me more information? What is this about? You can just say, you know what, let me let you listen to this that kind of gives a summary of what it is that we do. And so you put them on a sizzle call and then ask, would you like more information? If they say yes, then boom, then just say, hey, we're doing a full-blown presentation tonight at 9. If they say no, then thank you. Because most people will give you 2 or 3 minutes before they'll give you 30 minutes or an hour. And so respect their time, get them on a sizzle call first so that they can get an idea and make an informed decision in terms of whether they want more information. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for joining us on our training this morning, the Focused Forward training this morning. I'm just so incredibly glad that you were able to join us. We've actually talked about several different things. We talked about how to host a launch call, and you can find the document that I use right there in our on our Facebook file cabinet. What is F.O.R.M? Where you talk about family, occupation, recreation, and then the message. And if you call me, we could kind of go through what that looks like and how to use a sizzle call. A sizzle call is something that you use as a preliminary to answer questions, because we don't want to answer questions. We want to have systems do the work for us. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our Focus Forward training for today. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. And if you have any questions, definitely give me a call. But I want to end this call for right now. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you share. I'm going to actually put the recording in our team on our team page, Facebook page, so that you can listen to it over and over again. And it'll be available as well. So with that being said, y'all have a good day. God bless. And I look forward to seeing you at the top, at the very top. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be the tip top, because the bottom is much too crowded. Have a good night. Bye-bye.